One thing you're saying to me was that you have a very interesting perspective on people that got laid off in like this cycle versus previous cycles that you've seen in the last two decades. Tell us more about your perspective here.
Yeah, so I'm going to kind of like share something what I've observed in my personal kind of like connections and my experiences part of it, right? Which is pretty counterintuitive to what people really see. I've seen people really got laid off in the past. They have always kind of like thrived after the layoffs. They have reached new heights. Otherwise, I believe it is not possible. I think the way is there are a couple of reasons I really feel. Some of the people really got laid off in my past kind of experiences. They were kind of in a place for a lot longer and they are not willing to take a risk of making a move and they are not really motivated to kind of like make a change and kind of stuff. I think layoffs really made a forced way for them to try something new. And after the layoffs, they kind of really went in a different direction. They did something differently and they've done phenomenally very well. And they made them more resilient. And then on their career is really like got into different trajectory because they kind of know they've seen hey, what is layoff really means. And they know that like a job can really go off and I can really try something on my own and they thrive more on this part of it. Right. So I think
Yeah.
people should really think it is very hard in a very short term. And I do really have an empathy, but I really feel like long term, I have seen people have done phenomenally very well. And for somebody, it is somewhat a blessing to kind of really say that, okay, this kind of a layoff, if you look back in my history, after pre-layoff and post-layoff, my career is very different.
Yeah, I think that's a beautiful message. I think you mentioned earlier on about how it's easy to get comfortable and kind of just stay with what's working, what you know, but then sometimes, I mean, it doesn't have to be this, but sometimes a layoff can be like a forcing function to really get you to reevaluate how you want to spend the next part of your
Yeah,
career. And the second thing you mentioned about, I've been part of layoffs too, and I think it is helpful to know that you can survive a layoff
that's right.
and not have that kind of fear hanging over you at all
Yeah.
times. Where like, I've gone through it before, so yes, maybe we're in a down cycle, maybe we're in a recession, but I know I can bounce back from this. Like knowing that you operate from a place of I guess it doesn't let you operate from a place of like fear or like about avoiding about not losing rather than
Yeah.
focusing on how can I continue to win.
If you enjoyed this clip, make sure you watch the entire video, which has a lot more content just like this. And if you want to make sure you don't miss any of our episodes where we talk to leaders in the tech industry, from software engineers to product managers to engineering manager, make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel and also click the notification bell.